I just got a notification from Wells Fargo. They call me and they say, there's been fraudulent activity on your account. I was like, really? What has happened? They say, yeah, your Aggies football team account has had somebody steal your credit card number, ring it up for about 100 mil, and you didn't get any goods back. I said, oh, well, I'll need to file a complaint. This is the AggieCentral podcast. Aggies lose to the Volunteers 20-13, and we have a fraud alert. No other way to say it. If you're going to go along with this current behavior, I feel like all we're going to be doing is condoning it. This cannot go on any longer. You, myself, all the Aggie faithful, all the people that have invested money, time, their hearts into this team have been deceived. They've been deceived. We have been sold a bill of goods that is inaccurate at this point. The Aggies are unable to get it done in Knoxville, and I'm going to dissect this game as best I can. This is my quick reaction and my quick thoughts. I don't think there's much to get into the numbers and analytics and all that kind of stuff. You know I love numbers, but it's not worth that. This is a heart reaction. 2 weeks in a row, the game has been there. It's been available to win, and Jimbo's team can't get it done. Where does this stem from? That's what we all want to know. We all want to know so we can get rid of it, right? I think you can trace it back as far as you really want to go. It depends on how far back you want to go. And we can go ahead and take a look at Jimbo, and I got plenty for him coming and the decisions that he's made. But who hired him? Who did that? I remember thinking back when we fired someone, and I was kind of for and kind of against it. One of the things I kept saying was, who are we going to get that's better? When we hired Jimbo, seems like that's just the most amazing thing. It's like, oh, I didn't think we could get Jimbo. We got Jimbo. We got a national championship coach, and great, we got somebody better. Or did we? The numbers are not good if you look at the results that the two got. They're not good. It really is almost kind of no comparison starting to get to at this point. Someone I believe had a better record to this point. Now he didn't. I don't think he had a contract longer than this. So let's just call a spade right now. If we were at this point right now, and this season continued on basically as it is, I would assume we've got a pattern here. I don't think all of a sudden we're going to reel off like, wins the rest of the way. Jimbo would be fired at the end of the season. That's what would happen. This is unacceptable. The amount of talent that is on this team for it to be performing like this is unacceptable. I thought we just invested in some new practice facilities. Do we use them? Do we use the practice facilities? Is the practice facility not 100 yards long? Maybe it's only 30 yards long. Maybe that's why our punts are only going that far. I don't know. Maybe there, are reps that we're just not taking in. We can't seem to execute. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that in the press conference. To be able to execute, you have to practice. Oh, I'm sure we're actually practicing. I am being facetious to a degree, but at the same time, I'm not. We have not put these players in a spot where they can be. Did you see Walter Nolan when he came up hurt? This guy's playing his heart out. Most all the guys, I believe, are playing their heart out. And the calls that are being made are just baffling. Into the second quarter, into the first half, we take a timeout, we could end up with the ball with probably a minute 45 left and not have to just go out and nil the ball. We need every opportunity to get points that we can get. We can't afford to just let possessions go to waste. We can't score any points at this point. And that's the only points we get are to make points like that. Before long, I'm going to have to close my account. I mean, that's where we're at with this. Wells Fargo, cash out. Give me all of my savings back. I want everything from checking. Send it to me. Cashier's check now. Right now. I'm not paying for that. That's not me. You can't. No good. Some foreign national has, I don't know, called in and somebody took the email address and they clicked the link. Why did we click the link? What did we think was going to happen when we clicked that link? What we thought we were going to get that 2013 business rolling out there. Well, we can't keep a quarterback on the field. Heck, Max Johnson almost got injured this game again for the third time. We can't block a soul. So let's get to the offensive line. They're just getting beat all over the place. We can't snap the ball. Again, are we practicing? I feel like Allen Iverson here. We talking about practice? Yeah, we're talking about practice because that's how you learn to execute. You've got to do it so that you can't do it wrong. We've had snapping issues all season long. I don't know if Foster's not willing to get better there. I don't assume that that's his nature. But we're in an awful spot. This cannot continue to persist. The center has to be held accountable. Jimbo has to be held accountable. He's got an awful record of sticking with people for too long. That has got to be changed. We're having issues at right tackle as well. That has got to be changed. Place kicking. Do we have another option? But the punter has got to be changed. These are changes that should happen immediately. Unless we don't have anybody behind them. But of course, what does that mean? That means that we're not coaching them up. The coaches have to be held accountable too. I'm not saying fire them, but pressure has to be applied. They have to know that they are not getting the job done. Where do we go with this? Look at the team when they're playing. They play with their heart, but I don't see any confidence on the field. They have no confidence when they're playing. It looks like we're just in this play. Oh my gosh, I hope he doesn't go wide on me because he's going to get around me. Are we blocking here? Are we blocking there? I mean, look what the secondary had. We had the issue, I think it was second to last drive, and York was telling Russell that he needed to get out wide. Why don't we know where to go? Do you understand this? This is a pure knowledge situation, knowledge and recognition. It's not even a play issue. We are stepping on people's feet because it's like we've never taken a snap under center before. I know it's not typical, but how is it that you get the knowledge to know where to be based off of certain formations? You practice it. It's hard to go back to anything other than that. But we have to thank, Ross Bjork for getting us into the situation. I understand LSU was getting ready to make a run at Jimbo. At least that was what was thought at the time. And he's got us into this situation. If it wasn't for that contract, he'd be gone after this season. Adazio should be tarmacked. Maybe Durkin as well. It's hard to say. The way things are being called, the team, Tennessee ran it 66% of the time. And we are playing how many in the box every play? What are we doing? Can Milton, can he beat us deep? Did he prove that he could? I think they did get one fairly deep pass on us. They didn't beat us running the ball per se either. It's just little bitty busts, or a bust here, a bust there, a bust everywhere. We got a bust on every play. On offense, we are constantly playing behind the sticks. The self-inflicted wounds. Jimbo's correct when he says that. We're doing that. But the question is, Jimbo, why does your team keep doing that? It's your team. How are you addressing it? If I keep having issues with Wells Fargo in my account, I'm moving banks. And yes, it's a great analogy for head coach. But at the same time, what are you changing different? What are you doing different to make up for the difference? The current play is not good. So how are you addressing it? I mean, goodness gracious. Honestly, have you really seen a difference in the play calling that's been going on? Is it really that much different? I'd say it's about maybe 20% different the way it looks to me. I've seen a couple of good things here and there, but honestly, scheme wise, like we don't know where to go with our hot routes. And I was told we were going to have a lot of pre-snap motion. Where is it? I haven't seen it. Did we even watch Florida's game against them? Did we watch any of that? I don't think we watched a lick of it. It didn't look like we watched a lick of it. Why even watch that kind of stuff and do film study if we're only going to do exactly as we've always done and just do what we do? Partner, what we do is not working right now. Tennessee's a pretty good team, no doubt. It's hard to sit there and say we need to give them credit for the win. We do. I mean, in the end, they're technically the better team because they made less mistakes. That's what this game was all about. Who makes the least amount of mistakes? Mustered up a field goal. I mean, a touchdown, and the rest are field goals. Wow, what a great game. At what point is this guy going to wake up? I really don't have the answer for that. This was another huge opportunity. Win this game. We go into a bye week. Maybe we get a few things, get our feet underneath us, and go out and play, somewhat less advanced teams. Not have to play to our, A game to win those games, perhaps. But heck, y'all, I don't even think we played our C game this game. Do you? Tennessee did some decent things. I'm not sure exactly how much they did that made us, step on the quarterback's foot again. There was one point when we had more sacks than they did. I mean, we're just getting hammered on the offensive line. I don't know how we can retain Adazio at this point. I don't see a way. So my confidence is basically completely lost in Jimbo. Not because of the way the players. I think it's more of the coach situation. I don't have confidence that he's going to get his coaches to a level that they need to be so that it can be imparted to the players. And until he takes some sort of different mindset about the way he's going to approach this, his preparation, I don't see this changing. How long is it going to take before we get to the point where we're all comfortable with firing him? That's another interesting question. But those numbers need to be calculated immediately. So, I hope this was enough scorched earth. And the best of things we could only hope for, going undefeated the rest of the way. I don't see how anything like that is even remotely possible. Playing this if game and whatever else, I'm just done playing it. Get it done. Get it done. Stop settling for second best. Find people that want to grow, and let's go. I've wasted too much time even talking about this, to be quite honest. This is the most frustrating situation I think we've been in quite some time. We've waited 6 years for it to come to fruition, to see a semblance of a complete team. And time after time, this team just has more and more that is broken. More and more. The coaches, I just don't think they can even begin to fathom how to address the needs. Until that happens, we will continue to struggle with these teams, and watch out for the mediocre teams that are coming up. They're just, the average teams. Good teams. Not bad. but we are going to struggle against them too. The mindset from Jimbo has got to change. That whole letting go of the first half is something that's got to change. He does not exude confidence in his people. You can say he's gone for it on 4th and 1. Well, did we call the best plays? Did we prepare our players in the best way to get those plays? It's not happening. It's just not happening. So, where do we go from here? Well, we're going to have to ride it out for now. I don't see how he's going to be dismissed of his duties anytime soon. It's quite unfortunate because he would have the biggest wake-up call in his entire life if he did. He'd be on to his next assignment, the second one where he's ended up failing. And we might actually end up benefiting from that to say, we need a deeper change. Bjork, partner, you're not getting it done for me either. You made long-term decisions that are affecting us. So you either apply pressure or move on. Same thing for Jimbo. Apply pressure or move on. Position coaches, apply the pressure, move on. It's sad that it's come to that because what you'd hope to do is be able to have a balanced relationship with the players where they know that you want the best for them, but they know that you are also going to hold them accountable to execute in the way that needs to be executed. Now it's going to come off as punitive for them to do this. You realize that? It's a bad spot to be in. Bad. So, that's my reaction. I hope that was enough scorched earth for it at this time. I try to be tempered as I can. I don't like to be personal about things, but I got to call them like I see them. You deserve that. I deserve that. Everybody deserves that at least at minimum. We deserve a lot more than that, in my opinion. However, we're not going to get it until we call it like we see it. Got to speak the truth on it, and that's the truth. And Jimbo needs to embrace it.